welcome to another Sunday WOAY ABC4 Community Forum, where we talk to community leaders and local success stories to discuss important information that affects all of us here in Southern West Virginia. I'm your host, Brandy Lawrence, and today we're joined by another distinguished guest. Pam Lewis, who is the president of the John Henry Days Committee, joins us this morning to talk about the 27th annual John Henry Days Festival kicking off in July. Thanks so much for coming to the forum.
Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, everybody that grew up in West Virginia, they're kind of familiar with the whole story of John Henry. But how did the festival get started up for the people that don't know?
Well, the festival got started, we had a gentleman named Bill Dillon that was the local postmaster, and he thought that we needed to have a John Henry stamp. And so in 1996, that was finally released, and there was a celebration for that, and everybody was so happy about it that it just kind of morphed into John Henry Days that we have today.
Awesome. And this year will be the 27th annual festival. So, for people that have never been to the festival, what kind of things can they expect to see if they come out?
Well, the festival runs from Friday evening to Sunday afternoon, and on Friday and Saturday we have live music. Everything is free, and we'll have food trucks down there. And then on Saturday we have our parade, which is kind of a big deal. And anybody that wants to participate in the parade, we have multiple categories for them to enroll in, and we don't need any pre-registration. You can just show up at the Talcott Elementary School and register for that. Parade registration is from 9 to 10:30. And then before and after the parade, along the railroad tracks there at at Talcott, we have multiple vendors that are selling wares, a little bit of food. We'll have the John Henry Museum that's open. Then on Sunday, and we'll have fireworks after the concert on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, we have a church service down at the tunnel, and we have a car show, and then we have our rubber duck pluck, and we'll have some demonstrations during that as well.
Wonderful. So it sounds like a jam-packed weekend.
It is. It's a lot of fun.
It sounds like a lot of fun. So you said that the parade is still open to people to come and join in that as well. What about the car show? Can people still register for that, or?
Yeah, you don't have to pre-register for the car show. You can start coming in right after the church service, and registration will start at 11 o'clock.
Awesome. And we hear a lot about these kind of like rubber ducky events. So what does you all's entail, and does that require pre-registration, or is that still, you can come out and join in on the fun?
It used to be a rubber duck race where we would put the rubber ducks in the river and have them float underneath the Talcott Bridge, and then try to figure out which one crossed the line first. But sometimes the river's down and the ducks don't move very fast, so we kind of morphed it into a rubber duck pluck. And so we have a large trailer that's dressed up like a big pool, a pond, and then we throw all of the ducks in there, and then we have children pick out the ducks. We sell raffle tickets for the event. We will sell them right up until the pluck starts. They can also be found in local places, the market in Lowell and the market in Penn Springs, and other places. But we'll be selling them Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And we have 65 prizes. Our first cash prize is $2,000. and the tickets are $5 a piece.
Well, it sounds like a deal to me. You know, pay $5, you can get $2,000 back. So
Right, right. And then we also do a 50-50 raffle that we sell tickets during each concert and draw a number at halftime.
Awesome. And so for your live music, are these going to be like local bands, or just people coming from around West Virginia to?
Well, on Friday night, it's the Goodson Boys Band, and they're local out of Alderson, and they play country music. And then on Saturday, we have the Santa Cruz Band, and they're out of Huntington. And I think they play a little more rock and roll and just kind of general interest music.
Awesome. So it sounds like it's a little something for everybody. The kids, music lovers, car show lovers.
Right.
Something for everyone. Awesome. And you said all these were free events as well. So, people can just kind of come out and have some fun.
Yeah, we will take donations if anybody cares to at the gate to help support the event. It costs us about $18,000 a year to put it on, but everything is completely free. The concerts, the parade, to watch it for the spectators, yeah, everything is free.
Wonderful. So as the president of the committee, what has been the community impact that you've seen when these events take place? Like, you're kind of looking around. I know you're probably super duper busy at these events as well, but when you get a chance to take a breather and look around, like, what do you see the community's reaction to, the John Henry Days?
Oh, we have a wonderful community involvement. Everybody loves it. And we draw people from a long ways away, especially the car show. There are people with nice cars, and they just kind of follow the car show circuits around the area, and so we have people from all over with that. And of course, both sides of the roads will be lined up for the parade. And so the community is really helps us out. Our theme this year is a steel driving good time, and we put that out on Facebook, and we had people submit their ideas. And so the theme of the parade this year is, comes from the community. It was Melanie Wills that submitted that, and so we have a lot of community involvement. We have people that have been involved since the very beginning as far as volunteering and helping out.
That's really wonderful. And since this is Community Forum, I love to ask, is there any way that, anybody that may be out there watching that wants to get involved, is there any way that they can help you out by volunteering? Or?
Oh, yes, we're always open to volunteers. If somebody wants to volunteer, they can send us an email at our email address, or we have planning meetings the third Thursday of every month. Now, we're just a couple of weeks away from the festival, so we'll have a planning meeting this Thursday, tomorrow, and then next Tuesday, and then the Thursday the day before the event. But you can send us an email if you want to help out in any way, and we have a list that we keep of try to schedule everybody with the volunteer options.
Awesome. I'm sure there's a lot to be done between the 3-day festival, and I'm sure the cleanup effort is probably pretty intimidating. So
well, it's not too bad. I mean, we have trash cans around, and it goes pretty well, but yeah, there's a lot to do. I mean, we have people running around trying to sell tickets. We have to staff the John Henry store and museum, help direct traffic, just all kinds of things.
Awesome. Well, if you guys want to get out and help, especially for a really fun event, it sounds like.
Yes.
It seems like it won't be a whole lot of work at all. You get to volunteer and come help out at a really cool event. Guys, get in touch with John Henry Days, and they're really active on Facebook as well. So
yes, we post try to keep up and announce our meetings and everything like that on Facebook.
Awesome. Awesome. And for the people that have never been to, the museum and gift shop, why would you, recommend that they come and, see it for themselves and learn more about John Henry?
Well, the museum, the building itself has been a general store for I don't know how many years. I'm not sure how old the building is, but so it's a very old building. It probably dates to the turn of the century, 1900, and we have one side of it is museum items, things that people have donated. We've got a video that runs, so there's a lot of railroad and area and John Henry information, memorabilia, things like that. And then we also have, we sell things. We've got several T-shirts. We take consignment items, souvenirs, things like that, stickers, and all that. So yeah, the store is very interesting, and the store is open beyond just John Henry. The store opens Memorial Day weekend and goes through the middle of August, and the store is open every Saturday and Sunday. Saturday from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Sunday from noon to 4 p.m. And then during the festival, the store will be open Friday 11 to 4. Saturday 8 a.m. to 4, and Sunday 12 noon to 4. In addition to all that, we have pop and water for sale there at the store, in addition to the vendors and things like that.
Oh, cool. And that sounds like even beyond the John Henry days, that sounds like a nice little trip to just take. Just to kind of do something fun and learn something new, because I'm sure there's a lot in there that a lot of people don't know about. Yeah,
kind of a local road trip. I help out at the store quite often, and we have people that come back into the area that maybe went to Talcott when it had a high school and kind of come back to see what's going on. We have a lot of the old Talcott high school yearbooks, if people want to look through those. So yeah, it's a nice anytime, even beyond the festival itself.
Definitely sounds like it. So that wraps up our first half for Community Forum, but you guys stay tuned. I will be right back here with Pam Lewis, the president of John Henry Days Festival Committee, and we'll talk more about the upcoming John Henry Days Festival. Welcome back to Sunday Community Forum. I'm here with Pam Lewis, who is the president of the John Henry Days Festival Committee, and we're talking about the upcoming John Henry Days Festival kicking off in July. So before we went to break, we were talking about, some of the attractions and things that are going to be taking place at the festival, but while we were on break, we were talking more about some demonstrations that were going to be happening. So who will be there for that?
On Saturday, before and after the parade, we have a man that does chainsaw art, and he will be demonstrating making lawn ornament type things with his chainsaw. In fact, he made us a statue of John Henry, a bust, and we have that in the John Henry store, and he did a really nice job with that. And we also have a blacksmith that's going to be demonstrating blacksmithing. And so those things will be going on. The chainsaw carver will do a demonstration at 9 a.m., 12 noon, and 1:30 p.m. And then the blacksmith will be continuously demonstrating from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Wow, that sounds really interesting.
And those things are at the boat launch there in Talcott, just across the railroad tracks from, just across the side street from the John Henry Museum and store.
It sounds like a really, great idea, because I've noticed that a lot of festivals and stuff that we've been having locally, wood carvers and these like live demonstrations that become more and more popular. And I think blacksmithing for John Henry Days is perfect. So
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think this is the first year that we've had him, and so I hope I get a chance to get to see what he does.
I hope so too. So, and we were talking a little bit during the break about where some of these events are going to take place. And I know sometimes some people, they get a little confused about where the John Henry Park is.
So the John Henry Park is on Route 3 and 12. If you're coming from Hinton, it's just before you get into Talcott. And it's well marked, and the park itself is actually at the tunnel, the entrance to the Big Bend and Little Bend Tunnel, which John Henry helped build. The one tunnel is closed, but we have the statue of John Henry that used to set up on the Hard Road, but we moved it down there, and we have a permanent stage for our bands. We have restrooms. We have permanent restrooms, and then we also have porta potties. But the music on everything on Friday night is at the park. Everything on Saturday night is at the park, and then everything on Sunday is at the park. The parade and the vendors, they'll be along the railroad tracks right in Talcott, where Barger Springs Road crosses the railroad tracks right there.
Awesome. So you guys look for the park, look for John Henry.
Right.
All right. And speaking of the vendors, you all will have, a vendor market there as well, you mentioned. And I know a lot of your events and things like that, you're kind of, welcoming people out to, come join in. But were you looking for any more vendors for that?
No, registration for the vendors is closed. We always put something out on our Facebook page if you would like to get an a registration form for next year. Just send us an email and we can add you to the list. But we've had a really good turnout for the vendors, and then down at the tunnel during both of the concerts, and then on Sunday during the car show and the rubber duck pluck, will be full of food vendors. And actually the blacksmith demonstration will move to the park on Sunday, and he'll be there from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. during the car show.
Awesome. So you got a couple different opportunities to get the demonstration.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right. And the parade. I know you all said you're still open to, people coming into the parade if they would like to be a part of it, but it looks like you also have a little bit of an incentive for people to join in.
Right. We don't take any pre-registrations for the parade. It's just, show up on Saturday morning, and we hand out ribbons for first, second, and third place for each category. We have some judges, local politicians. But then we also have a People's Choice Award, which will have jars set up for all of the first, second, and third place entrants in the parade. And the People's Choices drop $1 in the jar, and whoever has the most money wins. And last year we had quite the duel between one of our volunteers' grandson rode his bicycle in the parade, and then we also had a local farm club, and so they had quite a few supporters, and it was pretty close, but the little boy won with the bicycle.
So see, you got to come and join in. Whoever you are, you could, be the people's choice.
Right.
Awesome. So that sounds like a really fun time. And they don't have to follow a specific theme, do they? They just kind of come out, and if you want to be a part of the parade and help celebrate, then you can celebrate.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to follow the theme of a steel drive and good time, but yeah, it's just, I mean, we have a section for horses. We have people on four-wheelers, side-by-sides. The Shriners show up, antique cars, our political people, just fire trucks. We have fire trucks, quite a few from all of the local fire departments. And of course, everybody's throwing candy for the kids.
Of course. And speaking of the kids, it looks like you all have a couple of different events with them in mind. I know we had the rubber duckies and of course the candy at the parade and the parade itself. Kids
Right.
love a good parade. But it seems like you are also having a foam party and there will be a bounce house available for them as well.
Right. On Friday evening during the concert, Saturday evening during the concert, we have the bounce house. Now there is a $5 charge, and you get a wristband, and the kids can bounce and play the entire time. And then we also have a gentleman has a setup. He calls it a foam party, but it's like bubbles and bubbles and water and kind of a mat, and the kids can play in it. We kind of recommend if the kids are going to do that they should maybe bring a towel and a change of clothes because they will get wet. And that's the first time he's been there, and so that should be a lot of fun.
Definitely sounds like.
But the kids aren't always interested in the music, and they, after they have ice cream cones and all of the treats, then they get bored, and so the parents can send them off to bounce and to play, and then they can enjoy the concerts.
Absolutely, and those kids are probably going to sleep really good after this festival.
Yes, they will.
It sounds like a really fun time, and also tell your kids to go hop in the parade as well. We had one, kid win with a bike, so.
Yeah, we accept any kind of motorized, unmotorized. We've got some farm implements, and the Ballingy Farm Club they put together an actual float. And so, yeah, just about anything.
Awesome. So it looks like really just something for everybody to come out and have a good time.
Yeah, it sure is.
Awesome. And, as the president of the committee, what actually encouraged you to, take on a role within the committee so you can help out with seeing these festivals through?
Well, the first meeting that I went to 3 years ago, the person that had been president was just couldn't do it anymore, and they were looking for volunteers, and my cousin's daughter volunteered me for it. And so, but my parents grew up in that area. I grew up in Michigan, but I've since moved back here. My husband and I live in Lewisburg, and so it's just, my parents are gone, but it's just a nice remembrance of the things that they used to be involved in and the things that they remember when they lived here. So it's been a lot of fun, and some of our volunteers, quite a few of our volunteers are really getting up there in years, and so they need younger people to get involved and to help out. And since I'm retired, I don't, I'm a little more flexible than some of the other younger people.
That's wonderful. And it's really great that, you brought that up of, people are kind of, you're kind of needing some more young people to come into the committee, because I was actually going to ask you if you all had any openings on your committee, if anybody watching.
Oh, well, our meetings are just open. We only have a president, a secretary, and a treasurer, but we talk about and decide on themes and details, and then of those people that show up, we've got a sign-up sheet for the various tasks during the parade, and so people can just show up and help out. There's it's not super formal or anything like that. It's just kind of a community get-together of planning and making decisions about the parade, and maybe contacting the bands, or we've got one lady that takes care of the vendors and schedules them, and especially the ones that take electricity, and hash out the spots and all that. So there's always something that can be done.
I'm sure. So I'm sure that, like after the event is done, what does the turnaround kind of look like for that? Do you all go immediately to start planning for next year, or do you get to take a little breather for a moment before you get back to it? Or
We have a meeting. The John Henry Festival always happens on the second weekend of July, and then that third Thursday, we have a short meeting where we kind of review things that worked, things that didn't, while it's still fresh in people's mind, and make some notes. And then we have a little picnic in August for the volunteers. And then we don't meet again until October. So our planning is October and then January through July for our meetings.
that seems like a pretty good schedule, especially for everything that you all have to get done. So
Right.
seems like that works out for you. But
Yeah.
anybody out there watching, if you're interested in volunteering or anything like that, you guys get in touch with John Henry Days at yahoo.com, and also look up John Henry Days on Facebook. So thank you so much, Pam, for joining us for Community Forum, and thank you all for tuning into Community Forum this week. Be sure to tune in next week where we talk to more local success stories about important information affecting all of us here in Southern West Virginia. Have a happy Sunday. Good job.